All right, we are officially started. And all right, welcome back. We are on day 4. This is block number 4. We just follow the instructions. That's it. That's what we're doing. We're following instructions. Okay, so here's my mat I got down there. I have 2 different rulers with me because one of the strips is like 3 1/4, something like that. So this 12 1/2 just didn't quite cut it, but this one did. So I've got 2 of these up here with me. I have all of my parts laid out. Now here's what I did, and I want you to take a few minutes to do this as well. The shorter pieces of those colors, of your colors, because you remember you have 2 different lengths of 2 different colors. Okay, so your light blue, light purple are the same color, or the same lengths, but one of each. Y'all follow me on that? Okay, so put your shorter ones off to the side for a second, and I got my longer ones up here. So just per se, I got my light red and my dark red, and that's the shorter ones. My shorter ones are right here, and they're over here in this pile. And my longer ones of my light red and my dark red are over here. So you want to put the 2 light and dark of each color of the longer ones right here. We're gonna do some stuff to those first, okay? So let me go ahead and get my tabletop up. I'm gonna bring up that one, and then turn this one off. Okay, oh, and I gotta get this thing out of the way. I can see it. You can't see it, but I can see it. It's just my my start stop. Okay. All right, so here's my short ones. They're on my little project thing, because all of a sudden my brain went blank again. Project, see, I got blocks stuck in my head. Project board. I think I might have to write that in Sharpie on there. Okay. So I got my project board. Here's the short pieces. Put your short pieces off to the side for a few minutes. And over here we have the longer ones. We're going to do some work on these first. Now, last night I went through this, and I am so glad I took a few minutes to redo this block, because I basically forgot what I'd done. And I had to go back and redo it just to make sure, because I wanted to make sure I could do it with you guys without stumbling. All right, let's get that out of the way. I'm gonna drink some water. Thank you. Yes, that was the other thing I wanted to mention to you. Please, please, please. I'm not going to show you my paper because all the measurements are on there and you guys already have that. But when you get your block, go ahead and write in the color for each one of those colors, okay? And we're going to go over that right now. So the very first one is color B. Color B is the dark purple. Color C is a light purple. Color E is the yellow, which is right here. Color F is the light blue. Color H, we're going to jump over now. Let's go with the dark blue. All right, so color J is dark blue. Dark red, which is right here, and I know they're very close. I would have liked to have a little more degree of color difference there, but unfortunately I don't. Color H is the dark red. Color I is the light red. Then you have K is your background, and mine is black, and whatever yours is good. And I will continue to keep trying to remember to keep using the letters as well, okay? All right. Now, what I did was I wrote right on my paper, and please feel free to write on these, make notes, take notes, and you'll be surprised just how much you may refer back to this. But I went ahead and wrote right on mine that color B was dark purple, color C was light purple, E was yellow, F was light blue. So, you do what you need to do to keep track of it. So we are going to talk about it as we go along, and I will try to remember to keep using the colors as well as the letters, okay? All right, and I will try to go slow, but not too slow. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to take now you can do these individually, which last night I did each one individually, or you can do them together. Whatever works for you, okay? If you're afraid you're gonna mess it up because you're because you're getting, you know, maybe you're afraid it's gonna slip or something, then do them individually, don't do them all together. But here's what we need. We need a ruler with a 45-degree angle. And if you look at this one, here's my 45-degree angle. We're going to cut, so we're going to lay this on here, right here at the end. Can everybody see the end? And we're just going to go ahead and do this right now and get them all done and out of the way. And I wish I could get a little bit closer. Let me see if I can. I'm going to see if I can adjust my arm here. It won't let me. All right, hang on. Yeah, there we go. Yikes. Come on now. Okay. That's all the comfortable one. I am trying to get down there. Okay. So here's our 45-degree angle right here. We're going to lay that at the edge, right here at the corner, just like this. Okay? Everybody following me so far? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm working on the reds, all the long colors of the reds. So this is my light red on top and my dark red on the bottom. Now, if you wanted to, you could stack all of the corners up and it would be just fine, okay? But I'm just working with these two right here. So what we'll do is we'll do these two first so we can see what we're doing. And again, if you don't feel comfortable doing 2 layers at once or 3 layers or 4 layers, just do one at a time. Only do what works for you, okay? So right now I'm working on the long strips of the 2 red colors, the light red and the dark red. And that would be light red, dark red, H and I. But we're gonna do this to all the long ones, all the long pieces. Okay. And we're just gonna trim that right off, 45-degree angle. That's what we need. Then we're gonna flip it around because this is how it works for me. And we're gonna do it from the other side. See, that's the hard part right there. That's why working with one piece is so much easier than working with 2. Okay. So we're gonna move that down a little bit and work from the opposite side. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I make sure I'm doing the right one. So this is actually a new technique. Well, not new, but this is a technique that you may not have used for a while. And what you're doing is you're lining up that end because you want to come right to that little corner right there, okay? And you're lining up that line right there across that edge, that 45-degree angle across that edge. Everybody following me so far? Yes, H and I. I just started with it because they're shorter, the shorter pieces. All right, now you can put this into your scrap or save it for any half square triangles or whatever you want to do. I saved everything, so. All right, so I'm gonna put that piece back. And this time I'm gonna grab my next 2 pieces, which are the dark blue and the light blue, which are letters F and J. Now, if for some reason, just keep straightening them out, you want to try cutting them all at the same time because you're going to save a little bit of time. Let's try that. And these should all be the size that you cut. They should all be the same size as far as width-wise, which, again, I have the patterns on sale on Etsy, so can't really discuss the size patterns, otherwise I'm not gonna see any extra from this. Okay, might as well do this one from this side. And it does matter, as long as, please remember, your cuts need to come where there's one side that's really long, one side that's really short, okay? Try not to accidentally cut them on sides like this. That is going to be wrong and it's not going to work, okay? So it needs to look like this. So check twice before you do it, okay? So this time I've lined up all 4 layers of the last 4 that are left. That is letter J, letter F, letter C, and letter B. B, C, F, and J, okay? Just to show you that you can go ahead and cut all of them at once. Again, if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. Just cut them one at a time. We can wait. Because believe it or not, this actually does not take that long. And then hold it and keep your fingers away. You should have a nice, perfect little triangle left of 4 different colors. Okay? And then before you do the next one, you need to make sure that you move your strips down to the same end. You want to make sure you're cutting. Here, let's move that on top so you can see it better. You want to make sure that you are cutting the correct ends together. And again, we're going to cut it this way. Since this one's going this way, we're going to cut this one this way. So we're going to use our 45-degree angle. Put it right here on the end. These don't have to be perfect, but it sure wouldn't hurt. Can everybody see that lined up right here across here, right here at the end? And that's the biggest thing, is we just want to make sure that this is a nice 45-degree angle. How we doing? Oh, hey, Miss Claudine. I see you're watching. I tried to make sure I sent out an invitation. Oh, what do y'all think? Did you get the invitation? Because I sent out an invitation to everybody I could remember that was on there, because I didn't have my book in front of me. But I sent out an invitation. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. I sent out an invitation to everybody, and I even scheduled it. Okay, it was earlier today, but I did schedule it, and it wasn't as bad. Last time I did that, it got so messed up that I had an immense amount of trouble, and I actually lost a couple customers because I couldn't seem to get on through the event. I don't know if that was me, and it probably was me, but anyways, okay, so we should have, remember, these are the 6 colors of the long ones. Oh, good. Thank you, Miss Dawn. Appreciate that. Now, does anybody have any questions so far? I'm going to take a quick drink if you've got to type in anything or if you have any questions. Miss Laura, are you caught up yet? Everything okay? Got 18 people on today. Yay! I think our highest has been 9, but that was in and then out. So you never know who's going to pop in. Yeah, when I was doing this, I was looking at the way I had it written out there, and I thought, if we had just done it, with a square and a corner, and I thought, yeah, but believe it or not, this is really cool. I mean, it adds a couple steps to it, but it explains a lot, and it's really, really helpful. I'm gonna turn my iron. I heard my iron go off, and I don't want it to go off. So this is really another, I don't want to say another technique, but it is a technique that we do not commonly use. Normally what we do is we would make a square of fabric, put it in the corner. Hang on, I can't seem to pull a square of fabric off of here. I just happen to have a couple extras over here from last night. We would have, you know, put it down in the corner and then done a line from here to here. But you know, this is actually kind of cool because, again, it gives you an opportunity to work on and perfect something that's a little bit harder, but actually quite nice. Excuse me. All right, everybody caught up yet? Hey, Miss Jeans, good to see you on here. I think I already greeted you once, but that's okay. I get lost trying to figure out who I said hello to and who I missed. Miss Carol. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Having troubles? Okay. Let me know what's going on, Miss Laura, and let me see if I can help you. If it's that 45-degree angle, I understand completely. And again, like I said, you know, you should have a little extra in your fabrics to help you with that. So if something happens that it doesn't work out the way, you know, it should, we can walk you through a different way to cut this. But right now, this is the way I've got it set up. So, and trust me, they're not all like this. They don't all use this technique, but we do have some really cool blocks coming up, and believe it or not, you're going to have a great time. You know, this is all just practice. We're all having fun. Wonderful. All right, Miss Margaret. Miss Margaret says she's been working on using the angle lines on the rulers. And yes, you know, we have so many rulers that have these great lines on them to help us, you know, see, you know, the 45-degree angle, 30, I can't even speak right now. Let's see, what's on here? 60, 45, and 30. And we almost never use them. We don't really have a call to a lot of times, but I've got plenty of patterns that I have used over the time that calls for like a 60-degree angle or a 30-degree angle or 45. And if you don't have your rulers or know how to use them, you know, you can get lost real easy. So this is a good way to get used to using those. Okay, so this is what your long strips, just the long ones, okay? So we've got your light purple and dark purple, which are B and C. These are the long strips. These are 13¼ inch strips. So those are the ones we cut the 45-degree angles in. And again, it doesn't matter which side you do, just when you cut them, they need to look like this when they're done, okay? And I don't know, what would you call that? A hill. What kind of looks like a hill? Does it have to be no, gosh, use whatever ruler you have. Just so long as you can lay it on the edge and create a 45-degree angle from the end. In fact, let me see. Let me find let's see, I got one right here. This one is my 8½ inch ruler. And my 45, this is my 8½ inch square. Here's my 45. And so if I'm cutting it, I'm going to put it on the edge right here, and I'm going to lay it down right there. And I would cut it off here. And then you can just go back over here to this side. I just like to flip it around because I'm backwards. When it comes to cutting, it's hard for me to cut this way, and dangerous. You want to cut what's comfortable. So no matter what, don't try to cheat yourself and get yourself into trouble. Make sure you're cutting where your hand is comfortable. So yes, you can cut either way, from either end, left-handed, right-handed, you know, do what works for you, okay? All right, and then on this one, these are the two longer lengths of the light blue and dark blue, which is J and F. J, that's F, that's J. Wait, let me see. Light blue. That's F, that's J. And then the longer lengths, 10½ inches. These are, 10¼ inches. See, now I'm done giving away my secrets. And then the shorter ones, the two shorter pieces, but I say shorter, these are the longer ones of the shorter pieces of the reds. The longer of the reds. Oh God, I hope I'm not making this harder for you. So H and I, and those are the longer lengths, okay? So we're going to cut those. All right, everybody okay? Does it have to be a smaller ruler than yours? Oh no. Oh no, you can use whatever ruler you're comfortable with. Seriously, I just picked out these rulers because these work for me. So use whatever you need. And again, I apologize if I'm not catching what you're saying on there, because my brain has like about a 2-minute cycle. After about 2 minutes, I don't remember the last conversation, and that's my fault. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Listen, if for some reason you get lost, go ahead and watch it all the way to the end, and then come back and watch it again from the start. And believe it or not, sometimes when you watch it a second time, or even a third time, I'll be honest, even a third time, it makes a little more sense than it does right now. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. We're going to move that one out of the way, and we're going to start on these. We're going to take our squares and we're going to line them up. Now what you want to pay attention to is this right here, because if you get this off, my little pointy here. If you get this off, when you stitch it down, it's going to turn and become short. So you just want to make sure you get this in there right. And you're going to follow the 1/4 inch line. And I know everybody's talking about theirs isn't coming out, 1/4 of an inch. And I understand, and I'm telling you right now, just keep practicing with it. Keep working at it, okay? I'm going to flip this over and take a look at the back. See, that looks great, right? Just make sure that when you stitch it down that you're following that as well. Okay. Don't let that seam allowance get away from you. Can everybody see okay? Is my arm in the way? That looks good. That looks real good. I'm just trying to buy y'all a little bit of time. I'm just taking my time. And with this, I would probably not use the clips. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this on all of them. Now I don't have a wrong side or a right side necessarily on this fabric, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to do one and then we're going to look at it, okay? So you can see. But I'm going to go ahead and get them all pinned up, at least on one side. Yeah, one side. Miss Sheila was my first pattern tester on this, so she's already done this. God bless her. If you've noticed, there are only, I want to say 3 colors because I'm referring to the fact that each color has a light and a dark. So there's a red, a blue, and a purple. So we only have three colors, but there are 2 different degrees of the color. So this is the dark purple, and that one's the light purple. So if that helps you. And get those stilettos out. Oh my gosh, we got some beautiful stilettos while we were in our retreat the other day. What are we up to, about 3 weeks ago? Got some beautiful stilettos that were made by, didn't Miss Janice make those? And then some of us have other stilettos from other places. Like I think I bought a tulip pink stiletto, and it's off to the side over there, but I kind of favor my retreat stilettos. They're just very handy, easy to hold. They don't roll away because of the gems on there, and I love that. Okay, so we're going to move these out of the way for just a second. How many 2.5 squares did we cut diagonally? I must have missed something. There were 8, and you needed to cut all 8 of them diagonally. That would give you 16 pieces. So you're going to have 4 left over after we're done putting all these on, okay? So we got 6 on one side and 6 on the other. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about that. All right, so let's go over here and let's watch me. Right now I'm working on the dark red, which is H. And I'm going to start at the 1/4 inch. And remember, you don't want to be pulling on it too much. Just help guide it. By the way, did everybody have a brand new bobbin in? Because I actually had to change mine last night as I was working on this. Oh, you know what? Everything ain't in there right now. There. Okay. I'm gonna go slow because I don't want to run over my pin. And don't pull it, because this is a bias, and I'm telling you right now, you will wonk this thing out like super bad. So just let the machine pull it in, okay? Okay, so if you very gently roll this over, use your little stick or whatever, give it a little bit of a, just gently. Again, we're still working on the bias. Even with the stitch in there, it still has a little bit of give, okay? All right, and that's what it should look like when you're done. Do you see it? Trying to make sure I put it someplace where you can see it really well. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Nice straight up and down. And if you get turned a little bit, or it just gets a little bit turned this way, then what'll happen is it'll, instead of being straight up and down, it'll be a little bit cockeyed, there we go. I guess that was the word I was looking for. All of a sudden my English language left me. Okay, so let's come back over here. All right, so here it is right here. And if we look, can we see it? Oh, it's way over there. All right, let's bring it way over here. If we look, as you can see, you should have a pretty straight up and down. And we're going to do just a little bit of trimming, especially up here. I mean, I would rather have that up there than have it down here. So last night when I was working on it, just to recheck it, that was the one thing I noticed. This is the best way to do it. If you try to move it down a little bit, you're just going to mess it all up. Trust me, I already did. Okay, so let's get back over here and go ahead and finish up all these others, and we're just going to chain piece those. And again, remember, just take it slow. Don't pull it. Just help guide it. Even though you're not on the red yet, or whichever color you're working on, just put it under there and let it go nice and slow. Just use your hand to help to guide it into that spot. Everybody following along so far? Get my hand out of the way. See, and it keeps wanting to slide down, so just kind of give it just a little coaching there. I'm gonna lift that foot up just a little bit. It's hard when you got all that stuff sticking out there. This is where 2 pins probably wouldn't hurt. Once we get these done, the rest of it will just fall right into place. How was everybody's week? I know y'all heard about my week, but how was your week? Guide it in, don't pull. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, crap, the side. That's the other thing, I did not have enough water. I drank Gatorade, but I didn't drink a lot of water, so I keep getting cramps in my sides. Thanks. Sally says, when I get to the end, the point wants to draw in, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Is there a way to keep it straight? Yes. Oh, that's tough. A lot of times, one of the ways to fix that is to use a throat plate that only has a hole in it, instead of, you know, most of the throat plates. Now, you can't do that if you've had to move your needle, because your needle won't land inside that hole. The other thing is to use a little bit of a leader and an ender to start and stop each one. And that way you're working off of another piece before you're starting another one. Sorry, I'm still working out that silly cramp in my side. Okay, let me get over here. Oh, where'd that come from? Oh, sorry. Darn, the thing will not go away. Where did you get that tool? Is it copyright? Can Craig make them? Oh, the little flat one, Miss Claudine? It probably is copyrighted, but which tool are you referring to? If you're talking about the stiletto, Craig already makes the stilettos. I love my stiletto. I have another one. I put it down somewhere, like I keep doing. I'm so frustrated with myself. I'm terrible at that. Putting stuff down and not remembering where the heck I put it. I think it was packed up from the retreat, and I just haven't found it yet. But the stiletto, he already does make those stilettos, and I love mine. It's just beautiful, beautiful piece. Now this little thing, he already makes something like this. We call it the wood iron, and I love my wood iron. But again, I think I packed mine up. And I have several around here, I just can't figure out where the heck I put them. Okay, so we're going to, and again, we're going to be gentle with this, because this is on a bias, and you will stretch this out in a skinny minute. And we're going to put it underneath the iron in a few minutes. I'm going to make sure, yep, my iron's running. Okay, cool. The little piece of wood, yeah, this is like, I want to say it's like bamboo. It feels like bamboo. And it's been sharpened down to a tip. Very, very nice. But yeah, it probably is copyrighted or trademarked or whatever. And I'm not even sure who makes this one. I don't even have a name on it. I know I've seen them. I think I've seen June Taylor have something similar. Singer, I don't even know who all I've seen it with. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Okay, let's get these last ones in here. Finally got home finished enough to have a housewarming party last night. Ooh, nice! Finally get to play in the sunroom and play catch up. Just finished cutting block 1 today while watching today. All right! All right, well, congratulations. We are so happy to hear about that. All right, so what we're going to do now, get those out of the way. We're just going to give it a quick iron. Oh, my poor dusty machine. My poor dusty thing. Could he sharpen one of my... You know, those the wood irons that he makes are actually quite sharp. They have a very nice sharp edge on them. So those are actually perfect. I mean, I don't honestly think he needs to improve on them at all. Problem is I just keep misplacing mine. I did send out an invitation for Craig to join us today, even though I know he's not doing the blocks with us, but you know, he's always welcome. I mean, I don't know how many people know Craig or not, but you know, he's practically one of the members of the guild. At least he should be. He's not. Should make him join. Craig deserves to be on here. Okay, let me get this out of the way. I feel like it hinders me. Ooh, finally that cramp has gone away out of my side. I need to drink more water. Part of my problem isn't just I didn't drink a lot of water, just Gatorade, and that had a lot of sugar in it. So if this is where you're having some of your problems, you're going to take the long side, the diagonal cut, and you're going to place it in that corner like that. So yours should look just like mine when you place it on your fabric. And the important part is that it lines up across here. He gave you lots of them. You still have 20 left? Well, don't lose those, because I'm probably going to need a few. Seems like I keep losing mine. I'm so bad at that. What I really hate is that I can't find my... I mean, I have all the other ones that he gave me to sell for resale, and I love those. But I can't find out what I did with mine. I'm just not sure. Like I said, I haven't had a really good chance to go through and look for them. Here, let me put those back here just so you can see them. Now remember, this is the diagonal cut on that square that we cut earlier. Okay? You know, that's not the first time I lost my stiletto. And they weren't really lost, I just moved them. I moved them and I think, oh, I'll find it, and I never do. Well, that's not true. I mean, I do eventually find it. Yep, see, that's good. If you use your stiletto, you can definitely line it up. Looks good. And again, you might do better, even though these are just little pieces, you might do better to use 2 pins. Just enough pieces left. Now you're probably going to have 4 pieces of these left over, and you should. okay? They're going to go somewhere else. And like I said, if you are having problems with this, sometimes you just need to watch the video and then watch it again. Okay, that one wanted to turn on me a little bit. Okay, last one. How are we doing? Can't you just sew a little square and then cut them off? Yes, you can. Now you're good, but that means you're going to have to change the length of this the longer side, the longer colors, because they're cut based on the fact that you're using a half square triangle on it. Half square, half of a square on it, which should, once you're done, should bring it out perfectly to the size that we need for the block we're working on. Okay. All right. So here I'm starting. Let me grab my stiletto so you can see where I'm starting at. I've got this way up here and I'm starting right here. This is pulling in some fabric right there. Some of what happens when you're having trouble with this is because your feed dogs are actually wider than 1/4 of an inch. Hang on here. It's like my add 1/4 ruler has a secret home. I can't. Ain't that the truth, Miss Margaret? I understand completely. I do it all the time. In fact, right now I'm missing my my ruler that shows me my 1/4 of an inch. From here to here as 1/4 of an inch, and it's got a little hole where I can stick my needle down in there. And then it shows me where the edge of the 1/4 of an inch is, and that is exactly 1/4 of an inch. And darned if I can find that ruler. I have put it down somewhere. All right, so here's where my fabric is. It's right there, and I'm going to start stitching right there. And if this part is uncomfortable, you can always flip it over and start from the other side. Somewhere, I think I knocked off a bunch of pins. Oh well, it's all right. I can always find them later. Sure, and again, just go slow, let the feed dogs pull in the fabric. Oh, and don't have your foot plate here, don't have it the pressure up too high, because it will shift your top fabric, and that just makes a whole lot of mess for everybody. Okay, so again, I'm going to slide this right under here, right up to the needle, follow my 1/4 of an inch, let my feed dogs pull in the fabric, watch it so it doesn't try to slide around on me. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments. Trying to make sure I've answered all the questions. I hate to miss questions. Now, y'all didn't think this was going to be a really easy class, did you? Because I'm all about let's learn something new, or at least let's brush up on techniques. The first 3 blocks were, I don't want to say easy, but they were kind of easy. And they were fun, and these are fun too. You just sometimes have to get out of your comfort zone and enjoy something new. And don't stress about it, you know? This isn't the end all be all of blocks. But just imagine how you feel when you conquer this block. And come on, it's not that hard, is it? Is it? I wish I had some background music going, sorry guys. But I would like to eventually monetize, so I have to kind of keep keep the, oh, did I get the other? Oh, nope, got one more, sorry. One more. The batiks are easy. Maybe May or my batiks are easier and don't shift as much. Yeah, these are a little weird. They're kind of shifting quite a bit. And sometimes that has something to do with, again, the pressure of the foot. I might have the pressure of my foot too heavy or too light. Sometimes it just takes some practice and finding that sweet spot, you know? And everything has a sweet spot. You know, just that perfect run. Like on my long arms, I know there's a perfect tension, and on my long arms. Okay, let's come over here and trim these up real quick. So sometimes we just have to find those sweet spots. Actually, you know, I was going to say I have, and we may not need this again today, but I have my little gypsy thing here. I love this thing. I don't know what I was struggling for, and I was struggling too, trying to get my trimmer in there without trimming it all off. Okay. Oh, tissue time. Oh, Sharon. Well, no, I'm sorry. That probably didn't come out in the way I meant to. But Sharon made this thing for me, well, her husband did, because I do a lot of embroidering. She knows that. So she brought me this this board that when I'm working on a project and I have several colors I'm working with, so that I don't get lost or lose them, I can line them up on the board in these little holes that he made. It is just freaking amazing. I love it. I used it yesterday when I was working on the that thing behind me that you can't see right now. The stocking, the Christmas stocking. Which, by the way, I realized after I did it, I don't know if you noticed, but there's at the toe of the stocking is a snowflake. That snowflake is actually freestanding lace, which I didn't realize until I started to stitch it out on the final run, and realized that it was freestanding lace, which took nearly 40 minutes to stitch out, and it is so thick. But it's really pretty. It's probably why I picked it, because it was so pretty. Okay, remember, try not to pull too much, because you're going to wind up stretching out that bias. All right, let's iron those, and then we're going to move to the next step. And believe it or not, guys, we are almost halfway done. Weird, right? Right. Yes, my iron is still on, thank goodness. Okay. Okay. Does everybody like this angle a little better? I don't even know why. I never thought to move the camera a little bit closer. I mean, is it okay? Is it working out all right? Give me some feedback on that. I mean, I know if I have a bigger section I need to work on, then it's better if it's, further away. And I'll be honest, adjusting it is not as easy as you would think. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. How are we doing on time? Oh, not too bad. Okay. Iron. Perfect. Because believe it or not, after this, everything will go much quicker, much faster. Yes, that's the word I was looking for, much faster. Okay, we just need to do a quick little fix up here. Let's use this. Okay. So what you want to do, okay, come here, trim all the way down to the end. Okay. And then we're going to trim the other side. And that should be a straight side. And that's what's important. Okay? I hate when they move. Throw it out of the way. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Miss Deb. We sure miss you, Miss Deb. We hope you're coming back soon. I'm just using the top of it to line it up. You can use your regular ruler. I just realized as I'm sitting there trimming and stuff that it's showing all the sizes as well. And I know you guys are really great about making sure that you don't copy anything, but there are plenty of people out there who are not as educated about copyrights. And if anybody would like to have any discussion about copyrights, just to kind of get an idea, I know if you've never had a business or you've never produced or made something, you may not be aware of, how impactful it can be. Oh, that's wonderful, Miss Deb. Well, we'll definitely look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully. But hopefully she's doing well. As a photographer, and I spent a lot of years as a photographer, we created beautiful works of art in photography. And just a lot of people didn't understand that, the copyright situation. It's like, somebody paints a beautiful picture, somebody else takes a picture of it and then tries to sell it. Or along those lines. I mean, I hope I'm not getting into something that we don't need to discuss. I only say that because, you never know what will trigger, some angry words, and I definitely don't want to do that. But making sure people get credit for their work is important, because oftentimes it's how they feed their families. So when I was designing this in EQ8, EQ8 was the one that had me design the blocks like this. And you know what? I actually like it because I think it makes it a little more accurate. All right, and there they are. Now we are on to the next. All right, let's put these back on our block, on our plate. It's not a plate, it is a board. We're putting this back on our board. The next thing we're going to grab, and here's where we get to start, guys, and believe it or not, like I said, it will actually go pretty quickly. Our last 4 pieces and our yellow, which is letter E. So letter E and your last 4 triangles, okay? And we're going to be putting our triangles, make sure I got beside it right here. Ooh. size is that? That's not right. Did I grab the wrong one? This is not the right size. All right, I gotta do some trimming here. Hang on. How did I mess that up? I swear I think I must have picked up the wrong one. So, maybe I was looking at the wrong paper. I don't know. I thought that looked awfully big. All right. All right. Because I remember when I did my piece last night, and you see me flip that over like it really mattered. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. One of the things you can do to see if you've got your point going in the center is fold it in half. And, there it is. I covered it up. And just put a line in there. And you're not on the bias, so you should be fine. Let's see. Part of what taught in business and entrepreneurship. Yep. That's important. I mean, you know, you don't realize the copyright. And see, I actually remember this after 2 minutes, so I'm doing better. You just don't realize how important copyright is. And it's a protection. It's a protection for all of us. Okay, so I am actually gonna put 2 pins in this one. One here. So we're taking our K, which is our background, which is this one right here, and this is letter, letter E, which is our yellow. And if you want to, you can go ahead and do both sides. And again, let's just line it up. I tend to be a little better at eyeballing than I used to be, but it's kind of nice when you have a line to go by. And again, if your stiletto will help you get this on there right and keep it without freaking out on you, then please use your stiletto. All right, so let's take it over here and stitch it down. And again, we're going to be using our 1/4 inch seam. Excuse me. How's that going for everybody? You know, the 1/4 inch seam. I know for the first couple of blocks it was a challenge, and that's the good thing about these blocks. They really help you to work on making a better seam, and I know we all want to do that. Ooh, I hear something rubbing. I wonder what that is. I'm just gonna trim it off up there and start on the other side. Oh, I see what it is. It's popped out of one of the guides. Nope, still hear that sound. Hang on, let's see. My thread has gotten picked up in another spot. There we go. I think I got it now. You know, we all know our machines, so when we start hearing something funky, don't just ignore it. You know, look and see if you can figure out what it is. If you look, you see where my machine was making funky noises and it's pulling on my fabric. So if it's making noises, stop, figure out what it is, because something isn't right. It's the same way with my long arms. When my long arms start to make a noise that I know is not a normal noise, I stop. I have to. I put way too much money in them things. Okay. So here's what we have. We need might as well grab the other one. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to roll this out here. And again, I just like to do this instead of coming in here with the iron and coming in and making it do what I want it to do, because odds are it's going to go wonky on you. So if you can just get it folded out there and then get the iron on top of it. Oh, lovely. That is great. Deborah says she got bought a Janome OM foot and seams are more consistent. I'm not sure what an OM foot is, but I know a walking foot will help with that as well, just because it keeps the fabric going in the same speed. Okay, we're going to do the same thing we did just a few minutes ago, and we're going to put a and here you can also, if you don't want to use your little iron, just use your regular iron. If you want to use your little wood iron, use the regular iron. Just put a little seam in there, just a little line, so you can see where to put the point. I will say though, last night when I was working on this, I did go back and trim it down, because I did know how big it was supposed to be in the center. And this is your center, by the way. And then we're going to put the other piece on here. They're always trying to sell us something new, or something that's supposed to be better, or supposed to work better. And I say, try it out. See if it works. If there's a way to find out if it works for you, go for it. But sometimes, what you already have will work just fine. And all the other things do just make things more complicated. We don't need more complicated, do we? Okay, sorry. Got my hand in the way. But that's okay, because camera wasn't on yet. Okay. All right. Oh, that did not feel good. Did a little double stitch there. I don't know why. Don't know why I swallowed the fly. Suddenly I was remembering a nursery rhyme a friend used to sing to my children every time they would come over. It's like my father-in-love, he preaching from the pulpit, just a word would prompt a song from him, and he would just start belting one out, usually a hymn, because he liked the old stuff. Guard bar touched the side of foot. Oh, nice. Yes. Yeah, that's what, well, no, not this one. Anyways, well, on my other machines, like my Janome that I have that I bring with me lately, and even my, one of my featherweights, have a little bar that's on the side of my 1/4-inch foot to help me. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to roll it out there. Oh, that looks so pretty. Okay, and grab the iron. All right, and then we are going to trim it down. And I will tell you, this piece, if I remember correctly, is 2.5 inches. Let me see. I have my, 3 inches. Oh, yeah. That seems bigger. Oh, 3.5. 3.5. No. 3.5. I'm sorry. My brain just went bloop. Yep. Okay. Oh, I had a heart attack there. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. So you're just going to check your size, and you're going to make sure you're at 3.5 inches. And I got 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3 and half. Okay. So I'm going to tell you that one on there. in? Yeah, I'm in. Okay. And then we're going to flip this around and find that 3.5 inch mark. Can everybody see it okay? Okay. All right, 3.5 inches. I couldn't get away with that because you need to know. Okay. Perfect, perfect. Now, this part will actually go quite quickly, we hope. Now that we have all of our pieces, let's see if I can get a little more space in here, because now that it's a little closer, it's a little harder to see. Okay, so we're going to start with, I think I started with the light red, and that one, all of a sudden my brain went, whoop. Sorry. Okay, all right, phew. Okay, so we're going to start with light red on one side, and light red is letter I. So letter I we're going to put on one side, right here. And we're going to pin it down. You don't have to. I'm just doing it because I want to keep my pieces on. All right, now we're going to flip it around. And we're going to take dark red, which is letter J, and we're going to put it on the other side. And these should match up. They, you know, after you trim it down to the size that we did a few seconds ago, these should match up. So you have your light red, which is letter, I'm so sorry you guys, I'm terrible with these letters, letter I, and dark red, which is letter H. You're going to put them face down, and you're going to line them up. Okay, I can hold on. I can hold on for a second, no problem. So I'm going to pin this open, clip it open just so you can see it. But this is why this is going to go so quickly from here, because basically this is going to be our pattern. In fact, we're pretty much done with rulers. We don't even need to use any more rulers. So on one side we've got letter I. I probably ought to write these letters on my on the fabrics, but then if I use the erasable ink, it'll be gone by the time I've ironed it down once. And then this one I think is H. Yeah, H and I. H-I. H-I. So we're going to put one on one side and one on the other. And they should fit right on there. How you doing, Miss Laura? You got it? Pin them down, hold them down. Wait and do it when you get to the machine. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever works for you. Whatever makes your life easier. Sorry, didn't mean to talk back in air on you. Belch. That's what I'm saying. Sorry to belch. Okay, Laura says she's okay. All right, so we are going to move it over. You know, I'm almost afraid to say anything like, look, I haven't forgotten yet to move the camera. Because the minute I say that, then I mess up and I forget to move the camera. Follow your 1/4 inch seam all the way down. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed because you should be very, very close to today I'm pulling my needle up because we're going to be doing so many in and outs. Into the needle, out of the needle. So if I flip this over, you should be very close to that tip right there. There's your tip. Let's take a look at it. Da, da, da. There's your point. Okay. And then if we go over on this side, And listen, if you guys lose your point, don't worry about it. This is not brain surgery. And this is one time when you can say, finished is better than perfect. Because I like that saying. Okay. And Miss Claudine says, that's what I do. I put stickers on each piece and the color and the size. That is a good idea, Miss Claudine. I think I will try to remember to do that because I definitely cannot remember from one moment to the next. All right, so we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing and just kind of fold it out. Use our little wood irons or whatever you've got. I think I actually have some of them on sale in my Etsy shop, maybe. Yeah. The other day when I was cleaning up my Etsy shop, I noticed I had wood irons on there, and I do have some, just not over here, not where I'm working. Okay. And man, I wish I had my little 4-inch. I have a little 4-inch wool mat, and I'm darned if I know what I did with it. Just another famous thing for me. I tend to lose things very, very quickly. So pretty. Okay, I told you this is going to go quickly after this because this is a lot easier than you think. All right, so you're going to grab your 2 other red pieces, your H and your I, the ones we put the little doofloppies on. The doofloppies. Oh, see, I told you I was going to forget. There we go. Okay. Whew. We're going to put on one side. And at this point, it's okay. It doesn't matter which side you put it on. Just pick one. But whichever way you start, this is where you're going to keep it. This way you're going to keep going. So your lights are always going to be on this side, and your darks are going to be on this side. Unless you want to mix it up. You can do whatever you want to. Let's switch camera. Thank you, Miss Deborah. I know, right? See, I told you I shouldn't have said anything. I jinxed myself. All right, so you're going to line it up. And as long as you kept your 1/4 of an inch, you should be pretty darn close. All right. So this is where, I didn't catch the bottom side. All right. So I put my light one, which is my I. Yes. Woo, I remembered a number. So I put my I. Now remember, those little points are going to be pointing out. Okay? Everybody see that? You're going to put the fabric all the way across the bottom, and the points are going to be going out. At this point, all points are going to be going out. Okay? All right, so let's get this one on this side. And this one is H. Yes! I remembered it. H. So H is going to go on this side. And again, it doesn't matter which side you decide to put it on, but now you have to follow a pattern. All darks are going to go on one side and all lights are going to go on the other, okay? Does that make sense? Because this is a log cabin, and that's the way that works. Okay. Let's go over here. Y'all, you're making me feel good. I feel good. Don't you hear the cheer in my voice? Might be a little croaky yet, but I feel good. Other than a few cramps. I got a few cramps. Ugh. More water. Ooh. And it's cold too. It feels so good going down. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and do needle up on that. I love my scissors. I love my Ginger scissors. They're my favorites. Well, I mean, the favorite for my sewing machine, because my actual favorite scissors right now are those the K. And I got to order a couple. I just haven't had a big enough order yet. Okay. a couple of extra strips here. There's this one here. Might as well do it now. And I keep my little thread catcher down here. Trash. Yes, thank you, Karen K. Buckley. Oh, I do like Kai's. Kai's are nice too, but this, I don't know. Karen K, she got something going on there. I mean to tell you, because I used those last night a lot when I was cutting out pieces. Even though I, used my rotary cutter a lot, there were times I had to use a pair of regular scissors, and they saved my butt. Because the fabric doesn't slide around. Now, if you need your scissors to slide, and there are times I need my scissors to slide, especially if I'm cutting off just a strip off of a bolt and I just need to run it down, you can't do that with Karen K. Buckley's. That won't work. But I don't do that often. Okay, we're gonna iron that open. All right, looking beautiful. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's do the next one. Okay, the next colors we are going to do are your blues, or you're going to be using letters J and F. F and J. Okay, let's do J and F, because that sounded funny. That sounded really funny. Okay. So here we have F and here we have J. And remember we talked about, we're going to keep it going in the same direction. So if we put the light over here for this piece right here, we're also going to do that for this piece. Okay? So we're going to put it up here on top and see how it fits. I mean, yeah, you got a little bit extra, but it happens. Right? Okay. So we're going to take the lighter color and we're going to flip it down, match it up. Now I will say, if your fabric kind of leans in just a little bit right here, just follow this along here and just make sure that you catch it, it gets caught in that 1/4 of an inch seam. Mine kind of match up pretty good, so I'm not worried about it. But it does happen. It did me last night. I actually had to rip a couple out because I wasn't paying attention. Again, I wasn't feeling all that good last night either. I was not as spry as I am today. All right, so now this is the dark side, and we're going to take that dark blue, or the J. I'm going to take the J, and we're going to put it right up here. And we're going to flip it over, line it up. Pin it down. And let's take it over and get it sewn. So anyways, this is what it should look like right now. Excuse me. Make sure you can see it good. So we're following along the light side over here, and the dark side is over here. Okay? All right. There are some people, just so you know, while I was ill, people did send me their blocks. Everybody's blocks looked amazing, by the way, from last week. But they did send me pictures of the block, and I'll be honest, guys, I was just so sick last week, towards the end of the weekend, that I thanked you for sending them, but then I didn't get a chance to post them, and I am so sorry. I will see if I can remember who it was that sent me blocks. Also, I have found that if you send them to me on Google, I can't copy and paste. Hey, Miss Tina, I see you're still with us. So glad you're still here. I didn't get to post everybody's block like I usually like to. And I will try to go back and see if I can find out whose block they were and get them posted. But it would be much better if you can text me your block to either my business number or my personal numbers. Several of you have my personal phone number, and several of you have my my business phone number. Either one is fine because I can go straight from there to Facebook with it. But for whatever reason, my Google will not let me copy and paste or save or whatever. So if you could not send it to my message. Show your block, please. Oh God. See, I knew it. Okay. Sorry guys, got the talking. Okay, so we stitched down both sides and we're ready to open it up. If I do that again, just put on their camera. Just put on camera or cam or something like that. Camera, and I will know what it is. If you say camera, then I'll know that I have managed to forget to switch it over again. I should have never said anything. I was doing so well. All right. So we stitched down both sides, and now we have light on one side, dark on the other. Let's go over here. Okay. Believe it or not, guys, we are almost done. Almost. We only have a couple more to go. Well, I say a couple, we actually have 4. 4 or 3. Okay. Let's get that ironed. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. You know, I'm never sure how people will react to a particular block because sometimes they can seem a lot harder than they are. Just sometimes if you just look at it, you feel like it's a lot harder than it should be. Okay, now we're looking at the block and we have the light color here, and we have our dark color here. So we're gonna follow that again. We're gonna take the blues or your J and F, and we're going to go with the light here, and this one is J. Nope, this is F, sorry. So we're gonna put F up here like this, and J is gonna go down here like this. Just trying to make sure you can see these, okay? So remember, we're following dark here, light here, light here. So let's go ahead and pin these down. Everybody following it? Imagine what you can do with this quilt block. This quilt block has so much potential for a whole quilt design. And part of the reason why I like doing the samplers is because the first real quilt I ever did was a sampler. And it was so neat because I didn't realize, even though I intended on doing the sampler, it did not dawn on me that I could take any one of those blocks that I was working on and turn it into a quilt. And it just so amazed me. You know, and I'm sure when they did the book and I started following the whole design and everything, I'm sure that was what they intended. But my brain didn't click in on that. See, this one's just a little bit short. I don't think it's my seam. Oh, yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, it's okay. We will follow right along. We're going to hit it right about down the middle. Yep, there we go. Okay, and it was just amazing what you could do with one of these blocks from the sampler. And so that really was encouragement for me when I started to do these kind of things, because I just realized, you know, you can take any one of these blocks any day of the week and make a whole quilt out of just one. Yes, I'm switching cameras. Ta-da! Okay. Now you see how my seam is slightly off. We're going to make up for that. Now that's going to mess up my point, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's still gonna be beautiful. Just remember, let your feed dogs do the work. Don't push or pull it in, because they do a good job. You just got to let them do it. Now, let's see, do we have any thread left over? Yeah, one right there. Perfect. All right, guys, we are down to the last set of colors. Nope, that did not turn on. Come on, turn on. There we go. We're down to the last set of colors. We're going to finish ironing this one. And then we're going to put the last two sets on. I knew this might take us a little bit longer than an hour, but I really wanted to get those corners out of the way first. And I really wanted to do those corners like that. Yes, we could have done the strip exactly the size we needed and then put the little square on the corner. We've all done that, but how many of you have had a chance to try doing it just a little bit different? And again, this is what EQ8 showed me when I did the block. It had you cut the block like this, or cut the pieces like that with the 45-degree angles, and then cut your squares as well, which I actually kind of like. Kind of, I don't know, fun. A little frustrating at times, but mostly fun. Now, if after you do this block, you think, oh, well, I think if I put this color here and this color here, I think it'll be better. Hey, do whatever you need to. You know, change the colors up if you like. This was just how we did it. We, as in me and my person that helped me write my pattern, get my pattern written out. Okay, so we're back to the same thing. We're gonna take, it puts out of my comfort zone. Yeah, trust me, I know exactly what you're saying. We're going to go with the next two colors, the light and the dark. The light's going to go on the top or bottom, whichever way you have it. It is a good thing. Yes, it is. Because so many times we stay in our comfort zone and we don't learn anything new. This is almost as good as a retreat. Oh, my gosh, you're so sweet. That's like the best thing anybody could ever say to me. Oh, I love you guys. All right, so we're going to do our light. Light is going to line up with our light. Dark is going to line up with our darks. And we're going to, now remember, we got to go this direction here, okay? Because this is the side we're working on. And it kind of keeps the pattern going as well. So you're going to make sure that you got this part here where it's this solid rectangle. We're going to put this solid rectangle here. And this color is, this is the light purple, which is the C. And this one is the dark purple, which is the B. Okay? All right, so let's flip this over here. You guys, I think you have really lifted my spirits. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I was feeling kind of depressed and down, I guess. Didn't even realize it because of this whole sickness thing, and I had to cancel my embroidery class yesterday, and I hate canceling class. I hate it. And so I was kind of down about that, and Sheila asked me, she's like, are you going to feel up to it? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going on. One way or the other, I'm going on. But I wasn't feeling 100%. And I feel so much better now. Thank you guys. You just encourage me so much. All right. And then we're going to pin that other one. You saw me flip it over? Because I have to flip it over. Oh, thank you, Miss Ann. Sorry you have to leave. That's okay. Don't worry. You can watch the end of it later. Don't worry. It'll be posted. And I'll even have it posted on YouTube, of course. And you can go in and see it there as well if you need to. But it'll also be on Facebook, at least for the next 30 days. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, after we got that pinned on, and take it over and stitch it down. Remember to watch that 1/4 inch seam, because as you can see, I didn't, and it got a little off on me. And if you need to, you can always trim it can always rip it out and start it over again. There is nothing wrong with ripping, okay? I like the finish is better than perfect, but there's nothing wrong with ripping out and doing it over again. I mean, that's how we learn, is through our mistakes, and we make mistakes. I just thought it was funny when I realized that eventually one day you actually have to replace your your seam ripper because you wear it out. I didn't know you could wear out a seam ripper. That was news to me. All right, that's one side. Now let's do the other side. I'm just going to kind of pull. Yeah, just want to make sure I'm staying on target here. Okay. Got those two sides down. All right, guys, we're down to the last sides. Oh my gosh, this is going to be great. I can't wait for you to see it. Okay, believe it or not, we're going to have to move this up. Quick second here. Oh, well, that put another cramp in my hand. All right, hang on. There we go. All right. Has a little brace under to keep it from sliding down, and I had to unscrew it, screw it back in. Okay, that's a little better. All right, once again, we're going to roll it over. Oh no, Miss Deb. Yeah, I did that last night when I was working on it, and it was so late, and I just wanted to go to bed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish this, and I did, and conked right out as soon as I got in bed last night, so it wasn't so bad. But yeah, I did the same thing. And then flip it over. I'll tell you, this is one of those boutiques, and I don't want to say I don't mix fabrics, because I do. If I told you that, I'd be lying. I do mix my fabrics. But this one is because I ran out of my dark purple and didn't realize it. So I went into my stash and pulled out some dark purple. Okay, we're going to stay with the light color on top and the dark color on the bottom. And we're going to take our dark purple, which is B. We're going to put it on the bottom, right here. And then our light purple, which is C, and put it on the top. And look at that. Doesn't that look nice? It fits right up there. Dun, dun, dun. Beautiful. Okay. And that is, well, believe it or not, we're almost done. This is like the last two pieces. So I'm going to give you a quick second. All right, and all right, thank you, Miss Carol. I got to make sure I save that because I don't have your name on there. So right now it's just showing up as a phone number, but I just have to look back in the conversation and see it was you. No problem. Gotcha. I gotcha. Thank you so much. I will make sure it gets in there. And I can't wait to see everybody's blocks from tonight because these are going to be amazing. So we are taking the light, and Miss Deb, you can catch up very, very quickly because this won't take any time at all. Like I said, we're down to the last little bit here. All right, so this is the light purple, which is also letter C, and we're going to pin it down. It looks like it lined up pretty good. Oh, class, ooh. I'm going to tell you, that is, you've heard of trial and error before. Well, that is definitely what I went through with EQ8, was trial and error. Because there were just things about EQ8 that I had such a hard time grasping. But I have loved using it. And they have such great little helpful hints on there. And they're always trying to give you helpful hints. And I love that about EQ8. Okay, and we're going to flip the dark purple, which is B, flip it up, pin it down. I'm actually going to flip mine the other direction so I can see it better. And at this point, I'm actually using 3 pins. Excuse me. Oh, wonderful. Tell Craig I said hey. Tell him he's got to go with us next time. Oh, EQ, Diane, EQ8 is a quilt design software. The first one I ever bought, I think, was 6 or 7, and it was quite an investment for me. It was at a time when I really didn't have the money to spare, but I did like 7. I like 8 even better, because I think it has more options and it's just more user-friendly to me. And it helps you to, gives you quilt blocks you can start with, or you can actually design a quilt block. And I've done a lot of designing of quilt blocks, and I've done where I've used some of their quilt blocks and threw together a quilt. And I love it. And there's a lot of options, like even the Dear Jane. You can get the Dear Jane in there as well. Just really kind of cool. They've got different kind of libraries you can purchase to add to it. It can be a lot of fun, but be prepared, because it's a lot of work. It's fun, but it's a lot of work. You really got to be willing to put some time into it. And they do have classes. Talk about me doing a class. They have a lady that does classes, and of course they cost money. But she does these wonderful classes. I know Jerry told me about them when her and I used to spend a lot of time together. And she was very, very, excited about her classes. She said you just learn all kinds of great things about EQ8 from this woman who does these classes through EQ8. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Craig. So what's for dinner tonight? Not interested in software learning curves. I don't blame you. I really don't. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. That was our last stitch, y'all. We have finished. Now all we have to do is flip it out, iron it down, and that's one more block completed. Woo woo. Okay. So we are, let's see, I'm waiting for it to pop up so I can see. Make sure it'll fit in the frame. Okay, here we go. I took one class at QuiltCon. It was, yeah, you ain't kidding. It is involved. And it seems like it could be friendlier. I don't even know how to explain it, but it is, it just seems like it could be friendlier than it is. And I'm sure eventually they'll come out with another version of the EQ. And EQ stands for electric quilt, I think, or electronic quilt. Anyways, electronic quilt company. And like I said, I have enjoyed it. I've used it quite a bit. My first few tries on it were very, very sketch. I don't know if anybody would want to make any of the quilts that I designed from there at that point, because it was a mess. And of course it doesn't write the pattern for you. So it will tell you what you need. It'll tell you what pieces need to be cut to what size, but it does not tell you how to write a pattern. that's where you get someone like Miss Sheila to help you write the pattern. Oh, and I will say that from what I have seen, one of the best ways to help write a pattern so far has been Publisher. Isn't that right, Miss Sheila? Publisher? Isn't that what you helped me with? And the problem is right now I don't have Publisher. I don't know why I don't have Publisher, but I don't. All right, let's see if it fits in my square there. All right, y'all. So here it is. Here is our block from tonight. What do you think? I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to pull up the other two, the one I made from last night. Boy, I really bent that pin. I put them on my board, and this board, it tends to be... All right, so here is, making sure everybody can see it. Here's the one I made from the other night. And these should be, I mean, you should be dead on accurate with, these are 12 by 12, 12 and a half by 12 and a half. Yeah, that's what I thought, Publisher. And Publisher is really good for helping you get that out. I've tried to do it in Excel and even in Word, and it doesn't work as well. No, it's true. And that's what I have is the standard suite for the home office or Office Home or whatever, and it doesn't have Publisher, and I kind of miss it. And then here is one where I used different, these are all from a 10-inch, a layer cake. And then these are from some fabrics I already have at home, and I realized that they were a lot different, more different than I thought they were. Oh my gosh, yay, Sally! That's wonderful. Sally says her size is right on. And you guys are getting better and better at this. And as we go along, you will see a lot of improvements in your work, you know, in your seams and in your consistencies and things. So you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the great work. Don't be afraid to try something different, try something new. You know, just because I have it this way in the pattern doesn't mean you necessarily have to follow it that way. You know, get creative, have fun, make a whole quilt out of this. I would love to see whole quilt out of this block. But we have plenty more to come. He has Publisher or Excel. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I gotta figure out what you've got, because what I've got doesn't quite cover it, and I hate to pay for a whole nother subscription just to get Publisher. That was kind of stink. But anyways, I don't want to keep you guys much longer because, wow, we really went over. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. We really went over. I thought it would go a lot faster. But, okay, so here's the block. I will have your next block out to you Monday by 10 o'clock. You should get it in your email. If you don't get it by 10 o'clock, that means something happened. And don't forget to check your spam. Don't forget to check your junk folders. If you didn't get it, check there first and then send me a message, okay? Because it'll be the first thing I'll ask you. All right, and this post should post, I think it takes about a half an hour for me to trim the video a little bit and then send it up. And then I'm also going to just, of course, it'll take me even longer to get it uploaded to YouTube. But that is getting easier and easier. The more I do it, the better I get at it. Oh, thank you, Miss Deb. Thanks, guys. This has been great. And I don't want to keep any longer because it is probably way past the dinner hour. So I'm going to do the quick prayer in closing, tell you how much I appreciate you guys because you are amazing, and let you guys get off of here. So here we go. Oh, here, let's do this. All right, guys. Thanks again for hanging with me today. I had so much fun. I know the first blue blocks only took us about an hour. This one apparently took us an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm so sorry that took so long. I never intended for it to take this long. But, you know, you guys did great. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And let's go ahead and do our closing prayer. Father, I just thank you for, once again, another beautiful opportunity to be with friends, to hang out, to learn new things, Father, for the gift of creation, Father. You gave us the gift of creation to be able to create, to explore, to find new opportunities, Father, and I just thank you for that. And I want you to, Father, if you would please just bless each one in the hearing of my voice, Father. Just multiply their lives in potential and in creativity. And I just give you all the honor and all the praise in Jesus' name. Oh, and we pray for Janice, Father. We just lift her up to you. We called her healed in Jesus' name. The Bible says where two or more are gathered together in his name, it will be done. And Father, we just call that out right now. We claim it in Jesus' name. Amen. You guys, thank you so much. I got goosebumps. I hope you have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing all of you soon. I know we have a hold up the wooden tool. Hold up the wooden tool. Got it. Sorry. There is the wooden tool. In fact, I'll bring it back down here real quick. There we go. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful time, and I hope that if you need anything, you know we're all out here. We're out here for each other. Make sure you reach out, and if you need something, somebody's here for you. You guys are great. You mean the world to me. I couldn't do this without you. And you encourage me, and you lift me up, and you build me up, and that's what friends are supposed to do, and I count you all my friends. Y'all have a wonderful week, all right? Mwah. Point. Let's see, do I have it also helps if I can see where my record is at, but it's not showing me. That's all right, I'm at least 20 minutes in. All right.